What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. This video is all about the director of The Flash stepping away. There's a ton of drama going on right now. There is a disturbance in the Speed Force, and we're getting right into that. So let's do it. So basically, guys, a couple different things are happening. The director, Rick Famuyiwa, and I could be butchering that name. I'm actually, it's a really tough name. I've looked at a bunch of different interviews, and there's like 3 different pronunciations predominantly going around. But this is the guy that stepped in to direct after the original director and writer stepped away earlier this year. That is, really, really crazy. If you didn't know that, the Flash movie in the DC Cinematic Universe, or the DC Extended Universe, or what I call the DCFU, has been going through a bunch of different development problems. This is the second director to leave that project within 1 year, okay? Now, a bunch of different places are telling all sorts of different things, so I basically did some research, and from what I understand, Rick Famuyiwa, who is, by the way, the guy that directed Dope, which is a really, really great movie, but he has walked away from the project citing creative differences with the studio, okay? Now, we hear this all the time, creative differences, right? This is what happened with Edgar Wright when he walked away from Ant-Man, a project that he had been working on for like 10 years. He had literally been working on it longer than the MCU existed. He worked on that project. He started penning the first draft of the script before the first Iron Man film came out. So really, really crazy. We hear creative differences all the time. So what does this mean? Well, you have to look kind of in between the lines. You have to kind of see what is going on behind the scenes. And a lot of the information that we get comes from a THR interview that Rick did shortly after this announcement was made. And there's some really, really interesting stuff that goes on in this interview. The big thing that he said, the statement that he gave, was that it's a shame that we can't see eye to eye creatively. And then he goes on to wish Warner Brothers, DC, John Byrne, and Geoff Johns, and Ezra Miller good luck. Now, to me, that's a really, really telling statement. It's interesting for a number of different reasons. So John Byrne and Geoff Johns are the guys that were promoted earlier this year to be in charge of the DC Films division at Warner Brothers, okay? So they are like the Kevin Feige's of that universe now, okay? So it is very interesting to me that Rick tells those two specifically, and of course Warner Brothers and Ezra, but those two specifically good luck going as they go deeper into the Speed Force. Another thing that's very, very interesting is that Warner Brothers has not made a statement about this at all. They're not saying anything right now, or at least when I stopped my research and started to do pre-production on this video, they had not made a statement yet, which is really, really weird. Like, it just seems that although everyone's playing nice, that is not exactly what happened. From other sources that are not as respected or verified, there's a lot of people saying that Rick had a very dark kind of gray vision for the movie, and that is not in line with the DC Extended Universe moving forward under the Geoff Johns era. Now, you have to remember, John Byrne gets lost in a lot of these things. He is that guy right alongside Geoff. They are probably in the room together when talking with Rick about these things. But the thing that's crazy is that Geoff Johns is now also the president of DC Entertainment. So he holds multiple positions, and we are about to step into what will be known as the Geoff Johns era of DC films when it comes to their, shared universe. So it's really, really crazy that you had this one director fall off, okay, earlier in the year. Then Rick Famuyiwa steps in. Everyone's really pumped, including myself, because Dope's an incredible movie. The guy seems to have a sensibility for superheroes. He has an affinity for them. I saw some social media stuff where he's got like a stack this big of Flash trades that he's going through, and it really, really seemed awesome. I was jacked about it, and obviously being under the Geoff Johns thing, that's really, really cool. When we look at the trailer for Justice League, which was shown at San Diego Comic-Con earlier this year, that scene with Barry Allen and Bruce Wayne is really, really cool. I like the humor. I like this version of Barry. And so everything seemed to be going good. But then Rick walks away from the project, citing creative differences. So What is exactly going on there? Is his vision for the film really so dark that Geoff Johns and John Byrne just would not bend on that? It's very, very interesting. I don't know. From what I've heard, he had this dark, kind of grittier version of the film, and they were like, no, 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 you have to do this, this, and this, and he just didn't want to do that. I think that at the end of the day, this type of movie is a really, really big investment, an investment in your time, and therefore an investment for your career. So you're looking at Rick, who's kind of on the rise right now. This would have been a big move for him. What's really weird is that Warner Brothers has always prided itself on being a filmmaker-driven studio. That's their thing. They let filmmakers make their films. That's like their thing. But, you know, obviously when you look at the Zack Snyder start to the DC Extended Universe, things did not go according to plan. Personally, like I said many times, I think Man of Steel is a brilliant movie. Batman v Superman was terrible. The version that they released theatrically, the extended cut, is a very decent film, but that's not what was released, so you don't really get credit for that, Warner Brothers. And you know, all the stuff that we heard about what's going on behind the scenes with Batman v Superman, they are tinkering, and they are continuing to tinker. Now here's the silver lining. Let me throw this at you. When the director of Ant-Man, Edgar Wright, walks away, and then, you know, you bring on Peyton Reed, and you have this kind of control box in Feige land, it worked out. It worked out in that case. In my opinion, it also worked out with Thor 2, when that director walked off. The thing is, when you have a cohesive vision for what this whole big universe should be, it's okay if one director does not see eye to eye with you. In the name of continuity, in the name of a cohesive universe, it's okay to let that director walk away, as long as you have a firm foundation. So if we think, and we have to have faith in Geoff Johns. I mean, like, I know the guy's body of work. I think he's an incredible talent. He's a comic book fan. He gets it. So we have to, like, just believe in Johns at this point. So if you choose to see a silver lining, it's this. Yes, it would appear the proverbial wheels are falling off of your Flash movie. Yes, that sucks. But if that is in the name of having a much better shared universe, I'm all for it. To be honest with you, I'm not super convinced, though. Warner Brothers has very little faith, as far as I'm concerned. I have little faith in them. They make hair-trigger decisions, and, you know, Rick is a super talented guy. It would have been awesome to see his take on The Flash. For him to call out Johns and Byrne directly in that THR interview suggests to me that that is exactly the thing that's going on. Geoff Johns is like, no, no, no. It's possible that that will be okay, as I said, but that's all the information that we have. What it means for the movie itself, well, it's definitely going to push production back. As far as I understand it, Ezra Miller has another commitment in July of next year. So, you know, depending on how they crunch the filming schedule or whatnot, if they can get a director fast, they might be able to still hit their mark. I highly doubt that'll happen. They will have to delay it. Obviously, this is a PR problem for Warner Brothers, so it'll be interesting to see how they respond to it. Remember, we haven't even really started the Geoff Johns era. Even Wonder Woman, which is considered to be the first movie in the Geoff Johns era of the DC films, even Wonder Woman was very far along in production before he ever got this big promotion. So, you know, we're not told everything. We don't always know exactly when people are moving around in different positions, but it appears as though him taking this control has led to Rick leaving. Whether or not that's a good thing, yet to be determined. So that's the news that's out there. Rick is an incredible director, so it does bug me. If you were to ask me my personal opinion on the matter, Warner Brothers, you really need to watch yourself, because the faith in the community is not high. Of course, you have your fan base. You'll always have your fan base. The Flash on television is rocking and rolling, which to me also presents weird issues for you. You know, But, you know, I've seen a turnaround. I've seen an incredible turnaround in their comic book line that I didn't think could happen with Rebirth and post-Rebirth. So, you know, a lot of credit obviously goes to John. So I'm split. I'm split on this thing. I'm like, one side of me is like, we're doomed. The other side of me thinks that everything will be okay. So that's pretty much all we have going on. Now let's check that nerd card really quickly. The name of the other director, yes, that's right, the first director to walk off this Flash project. What is the name of that director? Answer the question in the comments section below. You're probably going to want to do that and subscribe to the channel. Later today, I'm doing a giveaway video. We've had a giveaway going on in September and October. I'm giving away a ton of cool stuff, but I've actually decided that at the end of every month moving forward, I'm going to do some kind of a giveaway, some kind of a contest for people on the Den of Nerds. So all you got to do, be a subscriber, comment on the video. If you answer a nerd card question, you get more entries into it. So I'm going to pull stuff at the end of every month just to kind of give back. So thank you guys so much for the love. I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya.